Hello everyone and welcome back to the Girls Who Graduate YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed our last video. If you didn't see it, then I'll leave it down below. It was talking all about things saving money with the All Things Money founder, Ola. She gave us some incredible top tips for saving as a student and also as a graduate, so make sure you go and check it out. So in this episode, we have a chat with Saskia, who is the queen of creative CVs and has some amazing experience in the fashion industry. So she's going to give you her top tips on creative CVs and the job hunt in the fashion industry. We have our very special guest today, Saskia, and she is here to talk to us all about her creative CV tips and tricks. So before we start, do you want to introduce yourself? What uni did you go to? When did you graduate? And what are you doing now?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Saskia, I'm 24. I went to the University of Sheffield to study journalism, and I work as a social media executive at I Saw It First.
Amazing. So what is your average day at I Saw It First, and what is it like working there?
So there's a team of 4 of us in the social, which I've never been used to before. So my previous job was at another fashion brand, and I was basically covering everything, whereas now I'm an executive, so I do a lot more of the analysis and reporting side of things. I look at what we could be doing that we're not doing already, and I also am planning on being a YouTube host for them, which is really exciting, but that's in 2025 when Corona's gone away. So now I'm basically an analyst and reporter, but I will hopefully be doing interviews as well, so fingers crossed. But within the team, we obviously organise all of the socials, so we have 2 assistants that organise all of our platforms. So we repost influencers, we repost customers, but yeah, it's just organising the social in general basically is my day-to-day at iSaw.
Amazing. And a little birdie told us that you've just started your own Instagram page, which is Creative CVs. So what inspired you to start this and what does it entail?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, I'm obsessed with social media. I did a TikTok when I left my previous job and it blew up. I think I gained 9,000 followers.
Oh my gosh.
It was ridiculous. I had no followers. I tried for so long to go viral and it just didn't happen. And I was like, I've got 15k on Instagram and I had 300 followers on TikTok, and I was like, I'm doing something wrong. And then literally overnight I gained so many when I did my video of leaving my last job, and everyone was commenting being like, what's your job, how did you do it, how can I do this job? And I had a lot of people being like, I want to know how to do a CV like yours, because I think I'd done a previous TikTok saying, actually I think I did it for Girls Who Graduate.
Yeah.
I was like, how to do a creative CV and what to include and what not to include. And I think it was that I was kind of like, right, okay. So I did a YouTube video that was all about creative CVs, basically a do's and don'ts, how to do it, what platforms are best to use, and basically it was literally 25 minutes long. It's very, very long. If anyone would like to watch it, you can, but this is probably a quicker summary. And I think after I posted the YouTube video, everyone was like, oh my God, I would love this, but I just don't have the time, or I would love to do this, but I am finishing uni and don't have the time. Because obviously I remember in my 3rd year of uni, everyone was like, oh, I've got a grad scheme, and I was literally sat there I don't know what I'm doing with my life, what am I going to do? So it's just really comforting to know that I was in that position 2 years ago, and now I can help people that feel the same. So it kind of just made me think, there's so many people out there that do normal CV services and they're extortionate. The majority of what I've done so far is a lot of amendments and a lot of feedback, because a lot of people that want to work in creative industries have the creative skills like Photoshop. So it's usually just a case of me being swap this around, put this here, add this here, take this out. If you've got 6 months work experience at PLT while you've been at uni, I do not give a shit. Sorry. Sorry. Do you want me to do that again?
No, you can do it. It's fine. You can swear.
I honestly think no one cares what you got in your GCSEs if you've got 6 months experience somewhere.
Yeah.
I recently hired someone at iSaw, and I honestly couldn't tell you if she went to uni, because I just know what her last job was because it was relevant. So I just think sometimes you just got to have someone with the experience to just tell you what to do. So it's worked really well so far. I'm really enjoying it, but it's just a little bit having a full-time job and doing it. It's just a lot, but I know that I'm helping people, so it makes it worth it. Yeah,
exactly. So on that note, what are your top tips for creating an eye-catching creative CV?
Don't do it on Microsoft Word. It personally offends people that work in the business. I think obviously I will always open a CV. I'm never going to ignore anyone, and I'm never going to ever be like, oh my God, why are they using Microsoft Word? But you're just always going to get a better first impression from someone if you have a physically attractive CV. And just Microsoft Word is fine for certain jobs, but I think if you don't have the Photoshop skills, either come to someone like me that will happily help you, or basically make like a cover letter that's a bit more creative. Like I wouldn't find a Word document offensive if it comes with like a huge portfolio on the side. So definitely don't use Microsoft Word. Make it like pretty, make it colourful, make it stand out. I would also say if you're applying for a specific brand, it's good to use their branding. So every time I was making a new CV for people, I would make the background the colour of their company. So if I was applying to PLT, it would be pink. If I was applying to iSort, it would be black. So just go with their colour scheme and stuff, because then it feels tailored to the brand, so it makes them feel like special. Keep it short and sweet. Don't do more than a couple of pages. I recently had someone send me a 22-page portfolio, and I just said to her, like, it looks great, but it's just a lot. And you've just got to imagine you've got 50 people applying for a job and you've got 20 pages. They're not going to look at it properly. So you just need to get something that's short and sweet. I'd say if you're doing a CV, keep it to 1 page. If you're doing a portfolio, keep it to 5. And apart from that, just make sure that your most relevant experience is right at the top. So like I said earlier, if you've got any experience whatsoever, whether it's amazing companies like PLT or like Capital FM or anyone that's super like relevant, great. But also, like, even if you're helping your dad with his local business, his Instagram, like, that is important. So make sure that anything that's the most relevant is at the top. Like, even if you've just graduated but you worked at a really small fashion business during sixth form, I would probably always just put the thing that's going to show that you've got work experience at the top, and then the rest of it can flow after, because you just need to get people's attention straight away.
Yeah, amazing. So what is the best advice you've been given, or you could give someone for the job hunt in the fashion industry?
Probably don't wait for a job to come up. So I've worked in 2 companies in fashion, and neither of them were applying for jobs. Neither of them were advertising. So I just think if you have the creative CV, you have everything that you want to send out, and you think, oh God, well, no one's hiring, the chances are that it's such a quick industry and it's growing so quick at the moment because of the situation that we're in, just to find the contacts and apply. When I found my first job, I literally went on LinkedIn, typed in the company names, and found the head of marketing, the head of social, the head of brand, whoever was relevant, and I sent the CV to them, like, named with their name on the top and then the company's address. But obviously now we're in a climate where a lot of people are working from home. I probably wouldn't suggest doing that, just because chances are they're not in the office. So I would probably advise going on LinkedIn and maybe messaging them. That's what I did to get my iSort job. I actually followed the previous senior exec on Instagram, and she posted like a sorry you're leaving card, and I literally instantly found the manager on LinkedIn and messaged her and just said,
oh my God,
hiring on your social team. And she was like, yeah, we are actually. And literally 3 days later I had an interview and I got offered the job there and then.
That is amazing.
Sometimes you just need to use your initiative, and
you really do.
Not a plug to make people follow me, but if you do follow the people that work there, you're always going to get the information first.
Yeah.
So I would always just advise following the right people and contacting the right people at the right time, and just being quite persistent, but don't annoy people would be the only other thing I'd say.
Amazing. Yeah, I always say to my friends that are looking for jobs, I'm like, honestly, everyone you meet, just tell them that you are looking for a job, and like they might know someone that can recruit you, and like you can follow them, and then they'll see that you're looking for a job. You know, like, you have to be friendly and kind to everyone you meet in this industry, because like you never know what doors it can open. Like, I was at an In the Style event with you, and I got speaking to this girl, and she was like, actually I work for so and so company, and now I do campaigns with them all the time because we got talking at an event. And you know, like, you just have to make use of all your contacts around you.
So the reason I actually got my idea to do my huge portfolio that got me my job was because a friend of a friend works as a photographer at Pretty Little Thing, and I remember messaging her being like, how did you get your job, because I want your job. And she was like, oh, I did a portfolio, I did this, I did this, I did this.
Oh, wow.
And then I linked it and then put my own twist on it. So you've just got to think, like, everyone knows someone who knows someone who knows someone, so there's ways around it, and just keep being persistent is the only thing I would say. Like, it's not like I can sit here and be like, I'm 24 and I'm a social executive at a huge fashion company, but I also got horrendous A-levels to the point where I nearly didn't get into my uni. The only reason I got in is because I had little interviews with little X Factor artists that I'd interviewed when I was 16, because I used to follow boy bands around the country. Like, that was the reason I got into uni. And like, it's just little things like that. Like, you've just got to put yourself out there, and don't care what people think either. Like, 18-year-old me would be like, I want to create a YouTube channel, but I don't because I'm embarrassed. And now I'm like, oh my God, send me as many invasive questions as you want because I'm going to embarrass myself in front of thousands of people, and it's great.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. I'm the same. I'd be like, oh, I'm not starting a YouTube channel. Now, honestly, I love filming my day. Like, literally, I just pick up the camera and film my life. So lastly, where can we find you and what is next for you and also Creative CV Service?
So my personal Twitter is Saskia_Marriott. So if anyone would like to follow me, then please do, because I honestly post. I feel like people always say to me like, oh, you're not what I would expect of someone that works in social. It's probably just because I upload the most ridiculous stuff. Like, I feel like if you look on my feed, I look like I work in fashion. And then if you watch my stories, like, yeah, I think yesterday I was like, oh, I've got an amazing collaboration coming because I've got a post with Lounge Underwear coming, which is
oh my
crazy
God.
for me. Company, and I think I posted like a picture like this, and you know that meme where they've got like a little plastic hand? I was like, that's literally what I look like. So I feel like my feed looks really, really aesthetically pleasing and professional, and you watch my stories and you think, is she okay? But yeah, so my personal is Saskia Marriott. My creative CV account is creative CVs with an underscore at the end. I've got all my services and all my pricing and everything on there. I'm also going to offer like any discount to anyone that watches this and would like to get in touch. So if you do get in touch with me, just tell me that you found it through watching this interview and I'll sort you out.
We've absolutely loved having you on the channel, and I'm sure we'll see you very soon.
You're
and
welcome.
Go and find her down below. I'll link all her accounts and everything, and I will see you in the next video.